Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Nakia, and let me tell you, I'm so hyped for today's video. We're diving deep into something I'm super passionate about, travel. Specifically, we're talking about how to crush your next Mexican resort vacation. Listen, I've been there, done that, got the overpriced t-shirt. I've made the mistakes so you don't have to. There's nothing worse than showing up to paradise only to realize you're missing some key info. Trust me, I've learned these lessons the hard way, so buckle up because I'm about to drop some serious travel knowledge. We're talking 10 things I wish I knew before stepping foot on those pristine beaches. Get ready to take notes, because this is about to be your ultimate guide to a stress-free, fun-filled Mexican getaway. Let's do this! Okay, first things first, let's talk resort research. This isn't the time to just wing it, people. We're talking about your precious vacation time here. You need to do your due diligence. Start by figuring out what kind of vibe you're going for. Are you looking for a chill, adults-only escape, or a family-friendly spot packed with activities? Once you've nailed down the vibe, dive headfirst into those online reviews. Don't just skim the highlights, people. I'm talking deep dive into the nitty-gritty. What are past guests saying? What did they love? What drove them crazy? This is where you separate the resort gems from the tourist traps. Look, reviews are your secret weapon. They give you the real deal, the unfiltered truth about what to expect. Pay attention to the details. Are the rooms as luxurious as they look in the photos? How's the food situation? Is the staff friendly and helpful? These are the things that can make or break your trip. And don't forget to scope out the amenities. Pool? Check. Swim-up bar? Double check. Spa? Gym? Kids club? You get the idea. Make sure the resort aligns with your vacation must-haves. Remember, a little research goes a long way. Take the time to find the perfect resort and you'll be thanking yourself later. Trust me on this one. Alright, let's break down this whole all-inclusive thing because it can be a bit of a minefield. Here's the deal, all-inclusive doesn't always mean everything under the sun is included. Some resorts are super generous, throwing in everything from top-shelf drinks to gourmet dining experiences. Others, well, let's just say they're a little more selective. That's why you've got to read the fine print, people. Before you book, check what's actually included in that all-inclusive package. Is it just basic buffet meals and house drinks? Or are you living the high life with a la carte dining and premium liquor? Don't be afraid to ask questions. Contact the resort directly or check out their website for a detailed breakdown. Trust me, it's better to know up front than be hit with a surprise bill at checkout. Find out if things like spa treatments, water sports, or excursions are included. Sometimes they're part of the package. Sometimes they're an extra cost. And don't forget about those sneaky resort fees, they can really add up. By understanding exactly what's included, you can budget accordingly and avoid any unexpected expenses. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to all-inclusive resorts. So, do your research and prepare to be pampered without breaking the bank. Let's talk money, honey. Specifically, how to get the most bang for your buck when it comes to exchanging your hard-earned cash for those sweet, sweet Mexican pesos. Here's the deal. Exchanging money at the airport is usually a big no-no. Those exchange rates, brutal. You're basically throwing money away, so what's the move? Well, you've got options. First up, hit up your local bank or credit union before you even set foot on that plane. They usually offer the best exchange rates, saving you from those hefty airport fees. Another option? ATMs. Seriously, they're your best friend when it comes to getting pesos on the ground. Just make sure you check with your bank about international ATM fees. You don't want any nasty surprises. Here's a pro tip. Withdraw larger amounts less frequently. That way you're not hit with those pesky transaction fees every time you need some cash. And here's another hot tip. Let your bank know you'll be traveling. Nothing kills a vacation buzz faster than having your card declined because your bank thinks it's fraudulent activity. So, be prepared, know your options, and keep your pesos close. Alright, let's talk weather. Because packing for a Mexican vacation can be tricky. You're basically preparing for every season in one suitcase. The key here is to be prepared for anything. We're talking scorching hot days by the pool, breezy evenings by the beach, and maybe even a surprise rain shower or two. So check that forecast before you zip up your suitcase. Trust me, a little weather knowledge goes a long way. First things first, pack light, breathable clothing for those hot, sunny days. Think shorts, tanks, flowy dresses, you know the drill. And don't forget swimwear, you'll be living in that stuff. But hold up, don't forget about those cooler evenings. pack a light jacket or sweater for when the sun goes down. A pashmina or sarong can also be a lifesaver, doubling as a beach cover-up and an extra layer of warmth. And let's not forget about the rain. Mexico can get some pretty intense downpours, so pack a light rain jacket or poncho. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. Oh, and one last thing, don't forget the sunscreen. The Mexican sun is no joke. Pack a high SPF and reapply liberally. Alright, let's talk about something super important: respecting local customs. When you're traveling to another country, it's crucial to be mindful of their culture and traditions. It's their home and we're just visitors. So let's be respectful guests. First things first, learn a few basic Spanish phrases. Even just hola, gracias and por favor can go a long way. It shows that you're making an effort to connect with the local culture. Plus, it's just plain polite. Another thing to keep in mind is tipping etiquette. In Mexico, tipping is customary for services like restaurant meals, bar service, and housekeeping. A good rule of thumb is to tip 10 to 15% for good service. Now, let's talk about clothing. While Mexicans are generally laid back, it's important to dress respectfully, especially when visiting churches or religious sites. Cover those shoulders and knees, people. It's a sign of respect. And speaking of respect, let's talk about bargaining. Haggling is common in Mexico, especially at markets and with street vendors. But remember, be respectful and don't haggle too aggressively. It's all about finding a fair price for both parties. And finally, be mindful of noise levels. Mexicans are generally a lively bunch, but it's important to be mindful of noise levels, especially late at night. So, keep those late-night fiesta celebrations to a minimum, okay? Remember, a little respect goes a long way. By being mindful of local customs, you'll have a more authentic and enjoyable experience. So there you have it, my top 10 tips for crushing your Mexican resort vacation. I hope these tips help you have an amazing time in Mexico. Remember, preparation is key, so do your research, pack smart, and be respectful of the local culture. And most importantly, relax, have fun, and soak up all that Mexican sunshine. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more travel tips and adventures. Until next time, adios amigos.